What Ronnie O'Sullivan wanted.
Well, this time Ronnie has left a chance of a pot for Neil Robertson, but as he can play it, and has a shot for nothing and miss a cannon on the red and black. It looks as though he can. Close, but it's not easy when you've been sat in your chair for the first two frames and never really had much table time. That's one of the hard things about this game of snooker.
Well, that will give Neil some encouragement, because if he sees Ronnie O'Sullivan knocking the balls, long balls in, and him missing them, that will really deflate him. Long pot success is quite close at the moment, 67% each as we look at Hawkeye. So we can't get to that red really.
Foul.
He's close to the red, and it's a foul. Jan Verhaas has touched that red, I'm afraid.
Well, we see it so many times, don't we? A player stretching over, they look so close, and I think that's probably the first one we've seen called. Jan Verhaas had a close look, he called foul. And that gives the opportunity for Ronnie to play the shot that Neil Robertson was about to play, and he's played it perfectly. Now he may not decide to play a cannon here, because he'd like to get that red that's just to the right of the black out of the way and make the black available into both corners. It depends how he see it. No better break builder in the game than Ronnie O'Sullivan. His decision.
Six. Seven.
There is a red just sticking out
14.
from the bottom of the cluster. You can see it there.
15.
So, pot the black, leave yourself low on that red, and then potting that red, bring other reds into play. That should be the plan.
$22. 23.
No disrespect to Neil Robertson, I think he's a wonderful player, but you get the feeling here you'd want Ronnie to stop potting them. It's so great to watch. There's a peacefulness about him around the table, isn't there? You can see it. He's looking very sharp, but he's very calm and collected, decisive.
No. If he plays the black, he's going to have to put a touch of right-hand side on if he's playing the cannon. Make the black missable. But nothing looks missable at the moment. But looking at Ronnie's body language, I think he may be unlucky here.
38.
He's hit them nice enough, but I think they're all covering one another. He's no pot on. Little unlucky.
Ronnie O'Sullivan.
But as I say, as long as you don't miss a pot when you're in, you should get a chance to play a safety, although he's given Neil Robertson a chance to go for this red. It's a tough one, but he'll take anything at the moment.
Well, he's yet to pot a ball in this session, and he hasn't potted one for coming up to 24 minutes. That's a long time.
The red to the left of the pink is on. Well, he's deciding to play it. Could have played safe, decided that that red, if he knocked it in, would win him the frame, but now he's left it. He'll sit down in his seat, wondering whether it may cost him the frame. Decent chance this. He doesn't have to be opening any reds. Ronnie O'Sullivan already done that for him when he was unlucky not to finish on one. As we say, it's not easy when you've been sat in your chair most of the time. And he's not played that inch perfect. I think there may be an alternative to the right corner. He played for the one in the left corner, but he'll be hampered by the blue.
Well, this is different. He's placing the rest obviously away, the shaft of the rest away from the blue to make sure he doesn't foul it. And he's lining it up with the head obviously of the rest. It's a straight shot, so there's not too much to line up there.
But you haven't got much drawback on the cue if the rest head's so close to the cue ball.
And he's only going to drop it in, of course, for the black, which does help. Looks rather awkward though. He's going to kick that, I'm afraid. As soon as he hit it, he knew.
But then you always got the feeling, because he didn't have a lot of cue between the rest head and the cue ball, you definitely saw it jump. He was going to be jabbing it a little bit anyway. And of course, the fact it didn't run through means he's not on the black. Will he go for the blue? He's a tremendous potter, but there's a lot of pressure on this one, having lost the first two frames. This is a big shot.
How good was that? I said earlier on he'd been sitting out for what, nearly 25 minutes before he got this chance, and he's a great match player. I've got nothing but respect for this man. Oh, that's amazing.
Robertson.
He'd miss one of those once a month. But that's no help to him now.
Yes, very surprising after the blue he potted, but maybe once he'd potted the blue and thought that's the hard shot out of the way, he just switched off slightly, and you can't do that. They make it look so easy as Ronnie's done the first two frames, but you've got to be so accurate. And Ronnie came to the table with a 32-point lead, make that 33 now, and the reds are nicely spread. Could be another frame in the bag. You'd be surprised if it wasn't, let me put it that way.
6. Seven. Thirteen. 14.
Well, he gave Neil Robertson a chance this frame, which unfortunately
20.
Neil Robertson didn't make the most of. 52 points to lead. The black
21.
will now put him 60 points in front with just 59 remaining. And you don't think Neil Robertson will get another chance in this frame, so what a start from Ronnie.
28.
As I say, he gave Neil a chance, put it a great blue. But did he think that was the frame winner, and then just took his eye off the next red? Didn't give it enough due care and attention.
$35. 36. 41. 42. 49.
The first two frames, Ronnie won on his own account. On
50.
this one, we've seen Neil Robertson make a foul when he was playing a long red, which let Ronnie in for his first contribution of 38. And then, of course, Neil Robertson missing the red when he was in, which at this standard is always going to be costly
57.
when you're in amongst the balls. And that's let Ronnie in for this break of 57 and counting.
59. 62. Foul, thank you.
Oh, Ronnie said he fouled it, he double hit it. As the
62,
cue ball was coming back off the brown, it touched the cue, he declared it didn't matter, the frame was over. They played three. Ronnie has won all three of them, he now leads 6-5.
Yes, and at 3 world champions with me, how disconcerting a start is this for Neil Robertson?
Well, when you're playing Ronnie, it's hard not to get carried along with the whole occasion because he's so good to watch, he's so dominant around the table, the crowd get involved, they love to watch him, and it's hard not to, like, when you get a chance to be sort of rabbit in the headlights, and Neil missed a red that he's been potting with the ice shot all week, so he's really got to get a frame quickly on the board.
Yeah, because obviously there was pressure on this shot, John.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't expect it, just flicked a bit aside on, overcut it. The thing when you're playing Ronnie as well is how quickly the scoreboard changes. You're sitting there 5-3, you may have played one or two poor shots, all of a sudden you're 6-5 behind.
Yeah, there was that mistake, and early on, Ken, there was the incident in which he was just about to get on the board and he fouls with a waistcoat, and all of that just disturbs the concentration, I'm
Of course
sure,
it
when you're
does,
out
but
there.
the worst thing you can do is panic. I mean, he's only one frame behind. Big frame for Neil Robertson, but I mean, he's gonna get chances. He's just got to make the most of them. But the worst thing you can do is panic.